I'm Matt Siegel from the Morehead State Athletic Department, and joining us today is head volleyball coach Jaime Gordon. We're here at Eagle Trace for the annual MSU Athletics Golf Outing. And Coach, we appreciate you taking a few minutes to chat with us. And you got something in your hand there that shows how well you guys did in the first flight today. So tell us how you played and who was in your group.
Well, it depends on how you're defining how I played. If you meant I as the team, we played great. If you meant me personally, it's all about recruiting. Same thing with our volleyball team. You surround yourself with good people. Stay out of the way and let them do some things. So we had some good teammates. We had a lot of fun. Great, just fellowship with all the MSU supporters and boosters. It's a fantastic event, and we were fortunate to have a couple balls drop into the hole for us.
I've always told people you thoroughly understand marketing and public relations and fundraising and all of the things that you have to do away from the gym and away off the court that make you a successful head coach at the D1 level. But just talk about at this time of year, what your focus is. Obviously, recruiting is very important to you in the program, but other things you're trying to get involved with.
Yeah, it's a real critical time for us recruiting. Well, actually, all year round is critical when it comes time for recruiting. But we're hitting the road a lot as a staff this time of the year. The other thing that we're doing is we're gearing up for camps. We do a lot of outreach stuff in the eastern Kentucky area and really try and spread volleyball throughout parts of the state that may not have had a rich tradition in volleyball. It's a fun thing for us is to reach out to youth and kind of share our passion for the sport. And then we're also pretty active in still trying to raise some money and make some things happen with the new facility that's out on the horizon, and really get out and just share people what we've got going on and the kind of the vision that we have for that facility, but also the future of our volleyball program.
Why don't you expand on that a little bit, the facility plan? You guys are hoping to move into a new venue here in the next couple of years, and like you said, the hard work is being done now to fundraise, and then construction will follow eventually.
Yeah, we couldn't be more excited. It's a tremendous opportunity, and having the support from administration, from Dr. Andrews and Brian to see that, hey, here's an opportunity with the construction of the rec center that opened up space in what used to be McClure Pool. We'll have the opportunity to move into there, and I wholeheartedly believe when it's all said and done, it'll be the premier volleyball facility in the country. I think our players have done a great job of creating a tradition, but I think that will be something that we can really springboard and really take our program to the next level.
You've put together a really nice coaching staff. You've got one new face, a gentleman who's highly qualified and has done a lot in the volleyball world, and then you've got two returning faces. If you could talk about your assistants.
Sure. Well, new face to Morehead State, but definitely not a new face to volleyball at the collegiate level. Ed Tolentino is a great resource for us. He brings in a wealth of knowledge and just some different perspectives for us. He's already had a tremendous impact on our recruiting efforts. Our team has really gelled well with him and what he's doing in the gym, and really we're excited about what that's really going to bring for us in the near immediate, but then also the distant future. And then having Kirsten Becker is kind of taking on a new role for us as an assistant this year, and her responsibility stepping up, and she's been just a phenomenal young assistant that's got a tremendous future. And then Alex Del Piombo, our operations manager, she's going into her second year with us, and so it's fun. It's a great dynamic with our staff, and we just really enjoy the time together.
Have you had a chance to reflect on the 2012 campaign? I know that the goal every year is to win the regular season in the OVC, which you did. When the OVC tournament, you came up one match short. But, in the middle of the season, you had a 24-match winning streak, the longest in Division I across the country, and lots of things to be proud of on the team level and the individual level.
Yeah, it was a tremendous season for us. And, one of the things that we try and do as a program and as a staff and team is just stay within the process of a season and not get caught up in things like streaks and records, and after it's all said and done, then you take time to reflect and say, hey, wow, this was special, and it was we did some things that had never been done in the OVC as far as a 24-match win streak, some of the things that we were able to do in conference play, out of conference play. And then having some people get some individual recognition. Ellie Robertson, that was a Player of the Year, All-American for us, OVC Female Athlete of the Year, which is a tremendous accolade. And it's neat to see our individuals get recognized, but ultimately it's still based on what the team is able to perform. And Ellie's been so gracious in deflecting a lot of her spotlight onto the rest of her team.
You talk about Ellie, and obviously you're in the business of attracting and maintaining or keeping high quality volleyball players. But I know that you, as a program and the coaching staff, has always put an emphasis on academics, on community service, on high character. Just I guess when you're going out on the recruiting trail, you obviously are looking for that volleyball player who can play and exceed at this level. But talk about some of the other things that you're trying to scout out.
Yeah, and I don't mean to de-emphasize the importance of athleticism and skill, but that's kind of a common thing. It's not hard to go out and find good athletes. It's a lot more difficult to find good athletes with exceptional character, and that's something that we spend a lot of time in the evaluation process and in getting to know. And I think the culture that our players have created here starts to breed itself in the recruiting process. And so when you bring high character individuals in to visit campus and spend time with our players, they're attracted and want to be a part of that. So you bring in good character kids, you identify good character recruits, and that is part of the the draw to Morehead State and the kind of family atmosphere that we have here.
Jaime Gordon, the head volleyball coach, with us on MSUEagles.com today. We're at the MSU Athletics Golf Outing, an annual event here at Eagle Trace. And Coach, wanted to ask you quickly about the schedule, which is available on MSUEagles.com. If I remember correctly, you've got a trip to Cincinnati, you've got a trip to Pittsburgh, you've got some high-profile opponents coming to your gym, which is very cool, such as West Virginia, Marshall, and then your former top assistant, Greg Goro, will come back with Campbell. I know that'll have special meaning for you as well.
Yeah, I'm excited about this year's schedule. We do get to open up at University of Cincinnati. We have them, Tennessee. We have a midweek with Kentucky, travel to Pittsburgh, have Pittsburgh, Rutgers, hosting West Virginia, St. Louis. So it's a very competitive out-of-conference schedule. And then really we've got to be prepared for the OVC. Belmont should be real strong, Southeast Missouri, Eastern Illinois, all teams that did very well last year with a very young roster that are really returning everybody in. So we're excited about the challenges of the out-of-conference schedule, and hopefully that'll prepare our squad for what ultimately is most important to us, which is OVC play.
I know you told me a couple of years ago when your team went up to Purdue and played in the NCAA tournament that the reason you put together such a challenging schedule is to try to get them ready for the true postseason. I think you've demonstrated that you guys can compete at the very top of the OVC level, but I would assume that future goals are to get to the NCAA tournament and at least win one match, isn't it?
Yeah, I think one of the things that we've done over the last 4 or 5 years has really been continuing to build on our national place in volleyball. Last year we had an RPI of about 63, which is good. We had some key wins with programs like Missouri, but we want to continue to build on that. And so, you've got to, if you want to be one of the best, you've got to play the best. And I think the mentality of our team now is not, hey, here's a great team for us to play. It's, hey, that's a team, that's an opponent that we're going to beat. And I think that's the direction, and it's fun having our players really embrace that next step of expectation.
Well, Jaime, it's always a pleasure catching up with you, and we appreciate your time today.
Thanks, Matt.
He's Jaime Gordon. I'm Matt Siegel. We'll have more from the MSU Athletics Golf Outing here at Eagle Trace, so stay tuned to MSUEagles.com.